behind players first. And notice that I don't designate these players as attackmen per se. Normally, behind the goal, you do find your attack, but in today's game, you're also finding instances where teams will place an attackman behind the goal as well as a midi who's being played by a short stick, and that creates matchup problems. But for right now, we will just go with circles to designate offensive players. Let's say the ball is with this man on the end line, all right? And what we'll do with our other behind player is position him just on or above what we call the goal line extended. The goal line extended is an imaginary line, not on the lacrosse field, but it's a very important line because what it does is it differentiates between behind the goal and in front of the goal. And the big difference there is behind the goal you cannot score, and in front of the goal certainly you can. So the goal line extended is a very important line in our terminology and what we try to do with the Deuces offense. Right? Basically, these two players are going to be working together in pairs. One of the strengths of this offense is that, and that together you're going to try to free up one another. And the best way to do that would be using the pick. All right? So what we would do is on the whistle, we're going to try to time it between these two men where we are going to set a pick at either X behind or point behind, whatever your terminology may be. All right? And what the key to this pick situation is that the pick and the man with the ball arrive at the designated spot at the same time. All right? We do that to try to create some confusion, hesitation, and indecision with the defense. The defense now needs to work together, needs to communicate, talk their way through the pick, and if we spring the pick on them all at once, they have less time in order to do that. If this pick man would arrive here before the ball, now this defender can read, recognize, and communicate, and we lose the element of surprise. Okay, so when we set a pick and when we use a pick, all right, timing is essential, and again, we want these players to arrive at the pick location at the same time. All right, so basically, this is about a 8-yard run to that spot. This man needs to time it so that he can arrive here at the same time as the pick arrives. When we go behind the goal to set a pick, we want to have our shoulders squared in the direction we want the dodger to attack the goal. When you set a pick, you want to make sure that you're stationary, and you want to work and read the defender's hips. But basically, on the board here, we're going to come in, set the pick, all right, and when the pick arrives, we want to try to go off that pick right when it's happening. The reason that we put this man above the goal line extended is because before he goes back to set the pick, he is going to take a step like he's going to front swing. And when he does that, when that player takes that step to front swing, it forces that defender to drop off a little bit to respect that front swing, which now gives this man a little bit more room to go back and work the pick. The man with the ball, as in any case, when the whistle blows, you want to square your defender up, all right, and you want to drive him and get him back pedaling, and now come into your pick situation. All right, so again, each man is a threat to himself, but we are trying to work together in this situation. Early in the game, if you want to settle a bunch of picks, one thing that you can do with this off-ball man is early in the game, front swing, all right? Do a hard front swing, which now this man knows is going to be there and is going to keep him on his heels for the rest of the game. In my teaching, I believe offense is all about deception, all right? It's all about opposites. If you want to pick behind, make your man think that you're going to front swing. If you're going to front swing, make your man think that you're going to go behind and then pull the string on him. all right? Keep your defense guessing, keep him on his heels, and that's certainly going to help you be successful running the offense. All right, the key to the man with the ball is that you sprint into, through, and out of the pick. All right, you don't want to slow down. You don't want to hesitate. Again, we are trying to use the element of deception and surprise to get an advantage on the defense, and it's essential that you sprint. All right, when you hesitate, you give the defense more time to think and adjust to what you're doing, and you may lose that step that's essential to coming around and being a threat to score above the goal line extended. Let's talk now. We have the man setting the pick. All right, we have the man with the ball sprinting shoulder to shoulder through that pick. All right, sprint into, through, and out of the pick. And if it happens where you get a step on your defender, if your defender's picked off, let's say, and they're not in a position to switch, now what the man with the ball needs to do is go straight to the goal. All right, you don't want to continue on that arc because now that defenseman can cut straight upfield and maybe get upfield on you again. All right, so it's key that once you feel you've beaten this defender, again, you want to go straight to the goal and take away that defender's advantage of being able to cut through the crease. All right? You don't want to follow the arc while he gets to cut through the crease because you'll lose that important step. All right? Also, what you need to remember, even though this man is coming off the pick and knows that now he's free to go to the goal, because he is not above the goal line extended, his stick has to be in a feeding position. All right, a feeding position because there may be a slide that comes and he has to be able to dish the ball off quickly and accurately. All right, 2 hands on your stick, feeding position. Now, if nobody comes as you approach the goal line extended, now you're thinking in the sense of being a scorer, and now you're starting to come and turn your body towards the goal. Keep coming towards the middle of the crease to get your best shooting angle and shoot high to low inside on the goalkeeper. That's the responsibility of the man with the ball. Remember, the man with the ball needs to work with the man picking to make the effective pick. All right? This man can adjust his position up until the moment of contact. At that point, he must be perfectly still. All right? But the man with the ball can certainly help his teammates set an effective pick by getting the right angle, the right timing, and coming off so that that pick will be effective. Okay, now let's talk about the man who sets the pick, what his next read is. All right, here's the man who has set the pick. The man with the ball has come off. And now we have to read to see what's happened. One of the things about the 2-2-2 offense or any offense is that you want to try to stay balanced, all right? Meaning that you're going to have guys in various positions in the corners around the goal, all right? So once this man with the ball comes off the pick, the man who set the pick needs to now think about getting to the backside, all right? So we continue our balance, all right? The pick man started here. He will end up on the opposite side. The man with the ball started over here. After he came off the pick, he is on his opposite side, but we still retain the balance. Now the other read is to read the defense to see how they adjusted to the pick. A lot of times you get a situation where both men will end up to the ball side of the pick. They don't communicate properly. It's the old I got 'em, you take 'em. And if this happens, this man needs to read and quickly get to the backside pipe and yell what we would call double, all right? And that's a very, very important term. Double. We use it a lot. The reason we yell double is this. In this situation where the man with the ball now is being basically double-teamed and a blind double-team now in this situation, if we yelled the man's name, it's just natural when you hear your name to turn to where the call came from. And as you can see in this situation, if the man who set the pick is open and calls this man's name, Bob, Bob, all right, all of a sudden, this man is going to be turning right into the double team, all right, and we certainly don't want that to happen. So what we do is we yell double, 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 and we echo the call, all right? We don't yell once, we yell as many times as it takes for our teammate to hear us and be able to respond. So the man with the ball, when he hears the double call, and this is a very important point, when he hears the double call, he is going to turn and run away, knowing that there's a blind double team coming, and what he wants to try to do is draw that double team to the outside. Meanwhile, his teammate is adjusting to this position, and if we can make this one pass, now we are a man up, a man advantage, all right? And when that pass is made, we again are going to attack the goal. While we're behind the goal line extended, we're a feeder. But as we come around, if all of a sudden nobody slides to us, we're now thinking turn the corner, get to the middle of the crease, and finish high to low. Okay, getting back to the double situation, I've added a third player here just to demonstrate this next point. The man who's calling double and is expecting the pass, you really have to find the right spot to be in. You don't want to be too deep. If you get too deep, and don't forget now, we're talking 15 yards from the goal line extended to the end line. A lot of younger players, knowing that they're open, they'll make two mistakes. The first one is that they'll be open and they'll start to go to the goal without the ball, all right? And the problem with that is, number one, it's making it more difficult for the man with the ball to find you, and number two, by going to the goal without the ball, you are shortening the slide from that defender, all right? And so you don't want to do that. The other mistake that this player will make is that he'll go too deep to the end line. So instead of going to the goal, he's going to the end line trying to get open. And what happens here is now on the flight of the ball, the defenseman who doubled can now quickly recover and beat this man to the point of attack. And now what we've done is we've allowed one man to play two. And that's something that you never want to do as an offensive player, right? Never allow one man to play two. Okay, so basically this man needs to find that area where when he catches the pass, all right, now this man is not in a position to get to him before he can make the next move, and this man can't recover, so now he is going to be able to go to the goal and have room and time to read and make the decision that he should be making on who to pass the ball to. All right, so that's the double, and that's a very important point as far as the off-ball play. The man with the ball needs to turn, run to the outside, turn your head, look for your help, but make sure that you keep your body between your stick and the two defenders. All right, so the real good angle to take in this situation is a 45-degree angle away from the goal. If there is no double, the man with the ball, the man off the ball, the man with the ball now, if he hasn't beaten his man, let's say the defense switched and did a nice job, and now the defender is in good position here, and this defender, let's say, is now working his way back in front of the crease. All right, what we need to have happen with the man with the ball is you need to drive your man above that goal line extended, all right, above the goal line extended to what we call the island, and that's the 5 and 5. You're 5 yards out and 5 yards up the field, all right? And what happens by doing that, you become a threat to score. A lot of young players, what they'll do is when they are dodging and they get to the goal line extended, they will stop thinking, well, you know, I've gotten to where I need to get to. That is not where you need to be. You need to get to that 5 and 5, all right? We call that the island. And what happens is now, by being there, all right, you are in a position to either attack the goal this way, or if that defender gets up on you and takes away that top side, now you're in a position to inside roll. being that said, when you're in a dangerous position, now this off-ball defender has to be ready to help out and slide, which is going to open up the backside look. All right? This defender has got to be in front of the goal. All right? One of the rules on defense is when the ball's out front, you don't want to be playing a man behind. All right? You need to get in front of the goal line extended to be ready to help out in your team slide package. Here now, by attacking the 5-and-5, you've gotten that defenseman into that position, and now with a turn and a good pass to the backside, you know, we could have things opened up into the inside. All right? So those are basic principles that the two men behind need to know and work on in order to be effective working together.
Is Duncan, you're going to carry. We want to work and practice on getting to the 7-and-7 where we're dangerous as an attackman. From here, okay, you're going to roll back. You're going to throw it to Scott. Scott, you're going to attack the backside and finish. Okay, so what we've done is incorporated where we want you to get to with the ball on your dodge. We've incorporated the throwback, and we're attacking the backside of the defense to a finish. First from behind, then from the top. Okay, we're working together in pairs. Behind, we're going to work on two things. Okay, we're going to work on a couple of our pick situations. Okay, so we're going to work on taking our man away from the ball and then taking him into the pick. First time, we're going to pick and roll. Okay, so Scott, you're going to carry to the right. Duncan, your pick is going to be around here between the pipe and the X. Okay, now, when we set this pick, when we roll, we do not turn our back. Other way, Duncan. Okay, we're going to roll away right away and get separation, okay, in case we pull both defenders. Let's go through that slowly. Step under for me this time, okay? So what we're doing on the regular pick is if you get them hung up and you can get them both defenders on one side, Duncan's going to bump. You notice he goes right away quickly, so we get an advantage here on the back side. Okay, the other pick we're going to work on is a swing pick. Duncan, you're going to set the swing pick. What we're going to do is set it up the same way. The attackman is going to carry the ball away from his man, away from the pick, and he's going to set it up so he's coming right off this pick hard. Okay, as he comes off this pick, Duncan is going to do a little bit of the same motion he did before, but now he's going to turn around and re-pick. And we're going to come right back through and see if we can get the defender hung up. Let's do it again, okay? You run off the pick. We're going to change direction and see if we can't re-pick, okay? And that's called a swing pick. And the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to swing under over the shoulder. Okay, see if you can't get a little step on your man. So as the attackman carries hard, this attackman's going to sweep under like he's clearing through, but he's looking for an over-the-shoulder pass to see if he can get a half of a step on the defender. Okay, those are the three things that we're going to do from the attack. Let's do that one more time. Okay, we got your regular pick, we have the swing pick, and now we're going to clear underneath, looking for an over-the-shoulder pass. Sweeping through, stepping away. Okay, those are three two-man situations, two-man plays that we want to work on at this end.